Aries. I'm the Scorpio Stellium, your no bullshit tarot card reader. We're going to take a look at love. We're going to take a look at career. We're going to take a look at money, family, and friendships for the week of November 8th, 2020. How I do things here is I explain how I come to the meanings that I do. I give you the astrological correspondences of the cards when they are pertinent, and I also do a pick a card for what message you need to hear this week at the end of the reading. So stay tuned for that. Let's see what we got going on for you, Aries, this week of November 8th. So we're starting out with love, and we go down to money, career right here, and then we're going down to family, friends at the bottom. Okay, and then we'll clarify. All right, so what we have up top for love, we have 10 of Swords, Page of Wands, reverse Queen of Wands. So 10 of Swords is this card it's not a good card. This is that betrayal kind of card. This is that stabbed in the back. This is that I feel like it's over, okay? It feels like something is over for you, and it's so very over that it's painful, but it's also this chance for you to have a new beginning. So you're trying to close the chapter on something that was very painful so that you can have your new start. And I see that you have this right next to it. I have the Page of Wands right next to the 10 of Swords, which I love to see because this page is the adventurous page. It's the page that wants to go out there and explore new things, wants to go and see what there is to see, wants to start something new. It's all this potential. The pages are the youngest of all of the court cards, and so they have this fresh perspective. And it is in the wand, so it isn't a fire sign like you. So there is passion about it. There is excitement about it. And then next to the page, we have the reversed Queen of Wands. This is showing the energy of somebody, probably you, because it's the wands again. So we also have this feeling of you've been through a lot. The Queen of Wands reverse, it feels like that the power has probably been somewhat taken from you, or you feel like you've been through an ordeal and you don't have your normal armor on. You don't have your normal here I am, hear me roar, kind of mentality. And I think that you're trying to recover that. And we'll see more about it when we start pulling more cards for the love line. But it is showing that you're trying to kind of get your mojo back. You could try to get, Stella's trying to get her groove back. And it's this, it's a little bit difficult because you want it. You want the new stuff. You're ready for it. But you just don't feel like you're there yet. So we'll clarify, we'll get a little bit more about love in a minute, but let's move down to career, money, finance, that whole business. We have the reverse King of Wands, reverse 6 of Cups, and the reverse 9 of Swords. This feels like you're trying to recover from some past difficulty, even when it comes to finances. So we have the reverse King of Wands. This is usually, again, a power play. It's turned upside down. It can be where you may even be dealing with people that are abusing power or who are kind of nasty about the way that they treat you. It can also be that you feel like your power, again, even in career, has been, stolen a little bit. It's like this knocked down but not out sort of feeling. And it seems like it has to do with things that occurred in the past, maybe some bad judgments in the past with the reversed 6 of Cups. It may be because the 6 of Cups is this card about past, and having it reversed is normally things that happened in the past that were difficult, were challenging. So it may be that you made some choice or something happened to you in the past that you're still trying to get through right now. But it does show, again, a hint of you coming out of that, because we have the 9 of Swords reversed. It's showing that the anxiety is lessening. I think that you're starting to see a light at the end of the tunnel. And this week could be the week that it really begins to shift for you, because the reverse 9 of Swords is when your depression, when your sleepless nights, when your nervous, anxiety, fretting kind of energy, it begins to lessen. So I think that this week you're still dealing with this stuff, but you're seeing a way that you could come through it. And now let's go ahead and look at family and friends. This is the love that we have in our life that is platonic and has nothing to do with love. So let's not get those mixed up. What we have here is the reversed Strength, the 6 of Swords, and the 5 of Swords. Okay, the Strength card reversed. This is a Leo's associated card. What we have here is your heart is just, it's not in something anymore. It's not in this particular thing that you are dealing with, be it in your family or in your close friendships or your relationships that are platonic. You just really don't have the energy to keep on with it, and you're ready to move past it. And that's the Six of Swords. The Six of Swords is an energy of trying to move past it, with Mercury in Aquarius. That's the astrological association of Six of Swords. And let me show you how that helps you understand it. Mercury is the planet closest to the sun. It's the fastest moving planet. And so it is associated, it's Mercury is also Hermes in your Greek mythology. The little guy who zips around with the wings on his shoes. And he's very quick. And it has to do with your mental processes, with your thoughts, with your speech, with your communication. And we see it in this sign of Aquarius, which Aquarius wants to establish a new world order. It wants to go off and make things, whatever isn't working anymore, it wants to figure out a better way. So you're thinking about how to make things better, the way that you can take, you can move yourself from the turmoil of whatever this situation is and move it along to something that is better for you, that's going to be appropriate for where your stage of life is now. And if you look at the Six of Swords, at least in the Rider-Waite-Smith or similar traditions, you see that the boat on this side, there's like this choppy water. And on the other side, it's smooth water. So it's like you're trying to go to calmer waters. And then the Five of Swords next to it. So unfortunately, because the Five of Swords is next to it, it's showing that you may still have some struggles with it. It might not be just so easy to move on. However, you know that this is a fight you can't win. The Five of Swords is this lose-lose situation. It's where one person feels like they're the victor, but their victory is empty because there's nothing to it. When there's no love, when there's no coming together, when there's no concern and compassion for somebody else, it's an empty victory. And that's what the Five of Swords is. There's an empty victory here for someone, for either you or whoever we're dealing with in these situations. And so therefore, you've got to drop it and just move away from it, which I think that you are trying to do. So let's go ahead and start clarifying. We'll start up top again with love. We'll clarify. We'll get more about what's going on in relationships in your love life. Let's give the deck a little shuffle. I am reading with the Thoth deck, so just so you know, some of the names of the cards are different, and I will tell you what it's associated with in a traditional deck or in one of the decks that you might be more familiar with. So let's go ahead and start by clarifying this Ten of Swords. This, it's over, it's over kind of card. The endings. Okay, we're clarifying it with the Sun. That's really great. And that's really interesting too. I got a card that flipped around here. That's really interesting too, because you have the Ten of Swords, and if you notice on the background, there's a sunrise. So it's like, even though things are totally over here, it's like a new day is dawning. You've been through the dark night and now a new day is dawning. And so having the Sun card here really affirms that you're ready to step into the light. You're ready to move past what was hurting you, what was painful, what was difficult, what ended. I don't think that you want to stay in this place forever of sadness, of loss, of I've been beaten. That's not your attitude. Your attitude is like, okay, this really sucked. And now I'm going to go see what else there is out there for me, because I don't want to stay in this shitty place. So let's go ahead and look at the Page of Wands, because that's that card right there. That's like, I'm ready to go see what's out there. I'm ready to explore. I'm ready for what's next in my life, in my love life, in, what's the universe got for me? That flipped over. The Ace of Cups. That's great. Oh my gosh, how much better could this be, right? Because the Ace of Cups is new love. It's new relationship. So here you are, you're going out and you're ready for something new, something to come into your life. And with the Ace of Cups, this is a promise. This is a promise from the universe to you saying, yes, I'm going to send something new into your life, because once you cleared out the bad stuff, you made room for something new. You made room for this love in your life. It's going to be so much better than what you had. It's like you can't step into something new when you're still clinging on to the old. I get a lot of questions in tarot where they're like, when is something new going to come into my life? And it's like almost always the cards say, when you let go of the old shit. So let's go ahead and look at the reverse Queen of Wands, because I do feel that there's a little bit of, when I drop two cards, I'll just stick them back in the deck because this is a bad shuffle. The Queen of Wands reversed is like, I don't know. I don't know if I'm quite ready. Like, I want this, but something doesn't feel right. So let's see what's not quite right there. Okay, I'll take them. They came out differently. I'll take them. Fine, fine, fine. Okay, so I have the Two of Cups and the Devil. That's a weird combination. Okay, so the Two of Cups and the Devil. So the Two of Cups is the soulmate relationship. That's the one. That's the love that everybody really wants. That perfect connection. And I say perfect. There is no perfect connection. That's a lie. That's a fairy tale. I'm going to tell you right now. But a really beautiful love, a love that, you know, you come together and you talk things out and you still want to try after you fight and you still want to stick it out even when it gets bad, and then you wait for the good to come around again. And you genuinely care for each other. You want to walk through difficult stuff with each other. That's the Two of Cups. That's really what we're talking about. So the Two of Cups is this beautiful love, this Venus in Cancer, you know, this compassion and caring kind of planet in this compassionate, caring sign. But then we have the Devil associated with Capricorn. And the Devil card is about being in captivity, being in bondage, being trapped by something that is not healthy. So we see a duality here, and it makes me think that you still are slightly tied to emotionally what is in your past. And it may also be that there is something that is really binding you. You know, it may be that you still have something that you can't easily remove them from your life. You may still live with them. You may work with them. You may have kids together. Whatever it is, there's some type of like restraint that you are trying to break free of, but it's coming, okay? The love is still coming. The Ace of Cups and the Two of Cups, I still see it for you. It's that you're trying to remove the negative from your life, and you still have to fight through that a little bit. I'm not going to lie and be like, it's all great now, and you know, it's fine, and you're getting a new love, and here it is right now. You know, nothing is that simple. So let's go ahead and look at career and finance, the second line. Let's clarify that King of Wands reverse. So we have the Chariot. So there is a victory at hand. The Chariot associated with Cancer, we have victory at hand. We have moving forward. We have progress. And it all is about how you control your emotions, you know, how you have mind over matter, how you make sure that you're not like getting yourself emotionally invested or angry or pissed off or whatever, and you're like, no, I'm going to take this and I'm going to move forward with it. So I do see victory at hand for you in career and in finance. Let's see the Six of Cups reverse. This is about that bad thing that's just like haunting you, is still part of your issues, your financial issues. And we have the Ten of Wands. So you may have a lot of debt. You may have a lot of bills that need to be paid. The Ten of Wands is burdens, okay? Of being oppression, burdens, things that you have to carry. And when we're talking about money, that's usually debt. So I have that you're carrying these things. You may have gotten yourself in over your head. You may have accidentally gotten yourself in over your head. Like, it could be something that was not your fault. You know, you may have had something break down in the house and you had to fix it, and like, what are you going to do? It is what it is. So you're still trying to fight through that. And then the reverse Nine of Swords. We see you be like, I'm going to recover from this. I'm not quite there, but I'm going to get there. So I'm going to take the first card that came out upright, and I have the Five of Wands. That's Saturn and Leo. Saturn is a restrictive kind of card, and Leo is an expressive, loving, full of heart card. So we do have this tension, this inherent tension between the two. And the Five of Wands is about tension. So I see that you are fighting through it. That's really what it's not like fighting, like angry fighting. It's like, I'm doing this. I'm going to keep going. It's going to be difficult. I know that it's going to be difficult. But I think that right now you're formulating plans. You're trying to lay down how you're going to do it. You know, you may be like doing your research or asking people about it or talking to the bank or whatever you need to do to figure out how to move through this difficulty that you've got going on financially right now. And now let's look at friends and family down at the bottom. Reverse strength. This is like, your heart is not in this. You don't want to keep doing this. It's like, you don't know if you have the strength, honestly, to keep fighting this fight. So let's look at that. Okay. And that's interesting because I have the Seven of Wands, and the Seven of Wands is exactly opposite of Strength reversed. That's I'm not giving up. I'm going to keep fighting for this. So despite the fact that you may feel that way, that you may have this slump this week, you're going to continue to do it. You're going to continue to fight the good fight, you know, and keep trying to find the best solutions for yourself, for your family, for the people that you have to fight for. That's really your MO. You're like, I don't know if I can do this, but by God, I'm going to try. And that's, if there's any sign that can do that, it's you, Aries. So let's look at the Six of Swords. Trying to move on to something better. What clarity can we get about that? Trying to figure out a plan for forward movement. Okay, and we have the Princess of Cups. That's an interesting one. That is an offer, some type of offer made out of love. The Princess of Cups is like the Page of Cups, and the pages are all messenger type cards. When we have it in cups, it's an emotion-based thing. It's a love-based thing. So there may be somebody making some type of offer to you, making some type of gift to you, something that is from the heart, that is like, here, I want to extend some help to you. That's what I see with the Six of Swords. Somebody there helping you through it. And then with the Five of Swords, the clarification being the Four of Cups. This is like... It's very similar. It's the same story. It's, I don't want to do this anymore. The Four of Cups is this apathetic kind of card. It's when the emotions are so high that we finally shut them off. Do you know that feeling when you feel too much and you eventually just like hit the switch and you're like, I'm done. I'm done with the emotion. I don't want to feel anymore. I'm going to just shut down. I'm going to do whatever I need to do to just not feel this, not deal with this. And the reason I say it's this is because the moon is a heavily emotional sign. Okay, it is our emotions in our chart. If you want to know how you function emotionally, you go look at your moon sign in your chart. And it is in Cancer, which is what we call in astrology in domicile. The moon is the ruler of Cancer, so it does very well in Cancer. Now, what we have though with the Four of Cups is it's like there's so much emotion that it turns to apathy on the exterior. It's not truly apathy, but it is this kind of stagnant moment where you're just like, you know, you understood that, right? But that's where you are right now. You don't want to fight this fight anymore. You want to figure out a way out of it. So let's go ahead, Aries, and do your message that you need to hear this week. I do it in a pick a card format, so it's not so general, and it is a message that is tailored to you. So that's why I ask that you only choose one card. Don't say all resonate, you know, make sure that you're choosing that one and you're sticking with the message that you got. And while I'm shuffling, I would so appreciate it while I am fighting the YouTube monster and trying to make my channel grow, because I am still very new at this, if you would subscribe and hit your notifications bell so you will know when I post new videos every week. All right, Aries, what messages do I have for you? Card 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so 1, 2, and 3. You know how to pause, so I'm going to jump right into it. I have the Knight of Cups as number 1. The Knight of Cups is somebody who is like riding in on their white horse to save your ass, right? This is some love. This is some love coming in. This is the romantic, affectionate type of person. And when I normally read the Knight of Cups in a spread, I pay very close attention to what is around it. But right now, as a single card, we'll let it be a good thing. We'll let this person come in and give you some love, give you some attention and affection. So be ready to receive that. You know, don't push it away. You need it right now, so let that love come, okay? And for card number 2, I have the Five of Swords. Again, you guys, this is the card that was at the end there about this fight that you don't want to do anymore. And so it's re-emphasizing to you that, look, nobody can win this battle. So it's probably best that you step away from it. You don't have to fight it. You can find a way to step back from it, or at least engage minimally, because there's not going to be a good outcome anyway, and the less that you engage in it, the better it's going to be for you mentally. Sometimes we get into this modality in our heads where it's like, that's not right. We think that's not right, so I'm going to fight for what's right. And all we end up doing is hurting ourselves more. Sometimes it's better to just take a step back and not fight the fight at all, because if you're going to lose anyway, you might as well lose with your sanity. And for card number 3, I have the Devil. That's funny because that was also in our main spread. The Devil it's often about work too. I want to say that so that before I get into the message that I wanted to give you, say it's also about work. It's also about putting your nose to the grindstone and getting it done. So I do think that message is pertinent. However, I want to say that your toxic bondages to people, the things that are not healthy for you to stay engaged with, you have to find a way out of. Even if you lose something in the process, you still have to find a way out of something. It is better for you to have nothing than to be in something that is hurtful and harmful to who you are. So that is the message for you for card number 3. All right, Aries, I appreciate you watching. I hope you enjoyed your reading. I will see you again next week.